Okay, so this is a lesson recording for equations lesson on Desmos. So if you want, you should have this video open and then have the activity open at the same time. That way you can watch the video and complete your work at the same time. I will be inserting pauses so that you can try the work and then check your answer afterwards. So I'm just going to go through the first 10 slides, and then that will be the end of it. All right, so here's our warm-up. It says here's a tape diagram and 3 equations. Select the equation that select the equation that matches the tape diagram. All right, so when we try to figure out a tape diagram match, we're looking at what the construction of it is and how it connects back to the equation. So we're looking at this tape diagram. The tape diagram shows 3 boxes that have x plus 6 in each of the boxes. And then it shows that the full collection of those boxes is equal to 30. So right now, any of these could be the tape diagram because they're all equal to 30. But now we're looking for one that looks like what's here. So when I look at this one, I see that I have x plus 6 3 times. And I know it's equal to 30. And I put in parentheses because I have 3 groups of x plus 6. So it would be this one right here. I'm going to skip this question so we can go on to the next slide. All right, now we have a word problem. It says select the equation and tape diagram that matches Liam's solution. Liam is baking cookies. He plans to keep 4 cookies for himself and then split the rest evenly between his 3 friends. He plans to bake 25 cookies. So again, select which equation and tape diagram would match this. All right, so when we break this down, we want to focus on the idea of what the words are saying and then how the words connect with the expression. So right now it says he plans to bake 25 cookies. So I know I'm going to pick the equation that has 25 but are equal to 25, and all 4 of those are that. So that one's not going to work. I'm just selecting based off of this. So I go back to it. He plans to keep 4 cookies for himself and then split the rest evenly. So I know he's going to have 25 cookies altogether. And I know of that 25, 4 will remain to him. There's our 4. And then he's going to take the rest and break it up into 3 equal amounts, which should be his friends. So this is Liam. This is friend 1. This is friend 2. This is friend 3. So which one does it match? Well, it looks like it matches this one right here. All right, let's go on to our next slide. All right. Here's the situation along with the equation and the tape diagram you selected. How many cookies should each of Liam's friends receive? Use the sketch tool if it helps you with your thinking. All right, so when I look at this problem here, I'm saying, all right, well, I got 25 for the whole thing. I know Liam's going to keep 4 for himself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take away these 4 from here. And then I'm going to take away those 4 from there. Because I know that if Liam is going to keep his 4, Then I have to take 4 away from the 25, which would leave me 21. So I know that each of the friends is going to get a third of 21 since they're all getting equal parts. So this would be 7, 7, and 7. So what would my answer be? Each friend is going to get 7 cookies. And it works. Okay. Liam used the tape diagram to solve his equation. His first step is shown. Then he wrote a new equation. What equation do you think he wrote? Well, based off of him eliminating the 4 and eliminating the 4 here, he now has 21 is the same as 3x's. So I would assume then he wrote 3x equals 21. And how do I know that? Why might this equation be helpful? It's helpful because once I've eliminated the 4, I know that 3x's is equal to 21. So each of the x's must be equal to 7. All right, next slide. Liam's baking plans changed. He ended up baking 33 cookies. He kept 5 for himself and split the rest evenly between 7 friends. What would his new equation be? What will the tape diagram look like? So in this case, I have to create the equation. So I know that I'm now just going to reconstruct this using my pen. So now I know that this is now going to be 33. And I know that Liam is going to keep 5 for himself. So I'll just draw a line here. That's 5. And that the rest of this is going to be broken up into 7 equal pieces. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are 7 sections. And each of those sections is x. And I made an extra section, so I'm going to ignore that. So I have 7 sections equal plus this extra 5 would give me the 33. So therefore I know that this would be 7x plus 5 equals 33. So my equation is going to be 7x plus 5 equals 33. And what would my tape diagram look like? It would look exactly like it looks over there. I would have 33 at the top. And then the bar would be sectioned off into one section for the 5 and the remaining piece divided into 7 equal sections with an x, a x in each section. And that would be it. Let's go on to the next slide. All right, now I have to match up, make groups that represent the same solution, same situation. Some groups will be missing a representation. All right, so I've got 3 tape diagrams, 2 equations, and 2 word problems. Well, I'm going to match up the equations first and the tape diagrams. So I've got 2x plus 4 equals 28. That would be this one, because I have 2 sets of x plus 4. That's why there's a 2 in front, and all of that is equal to 28. And then I have 4x plus 2 equals 28. And that would match this one. I have 4 x's with an extra 2. That's equal to 28. And I put those together. And now I'm going to see if I can match these to these or one of these to this one. So if I look at this one over here, it says Riku's mom buys 4 cinnamon buns. So I know they're buying 4 cinnamon buns. We don't know the cost of those. And we know that each family member also gets $2 to spend on a beverage. So there's the cinnamon buns plus the $2, and that would match up to this one here because the whole thing is going to be 28. And let me explain again why that is. So if we look at it as tape diagram, we have to remember where the pieces go to. So if we look here, we know that there's each family member is going to buy their cinnamon bun, plus they get $2. And that happens 4 times. That's why each of the people there. And all of that together would equal 28. And that's what we see in this tape diagram. So when I look at this problem here, thinking about like, what does this connect to? And it doesn't connect back to that one because that's obviously a word problem. And the question is here, what is this? It says, well, there's only 2 cakes. This would imply that there's 4 cakes and $2 extra. So it must be this one here. And we can see the connection because we have the 28, the 28, and the 28. The 2 cakes, 2 cakes. The X is the batter, plus you're supposed to save 4. So there's 4 each of those. So the each cake is there. So this would be our sets. All right, let's go to our next slide. So it says on the previous screen, Irene matched these 2 cards. What would you tell Irene to convince her that these cards don't match? So Irene's made a mistake. How does it not match? Well, if we're going to talk about how it doesn't match, we could kind of convince her in some different ways how it wouldn't match. So like one, if we look at this, there are 4 x's, and she has 4 x's, but then it's plus 2 for each of these. So that would really be 4x plus 8 equals 28. So that doesn't match with this one. This one is 4 groups of x plus 2 equal 28. So it's this grouping 4 times, okay? Not 4 x's plus 2. Again, if we start as individual x's, we could see it as x, 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 which is 4 x's, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2 is 8. That doesn't match this, so this one is wrong. And rather, it would look like this. Let's go to next slide. In the card sort, this group was missing an equation. Write the equation for it. So I've got the Riku. I've got Riku, the cinnamon buns. I'm going to build off that equation there. So I'm going to see it as 4 groups of x plus 2 is equal to 28. And that would be the equation. Next slide. it says in this card sort, uh, these two cards did not have a story. Write a story. So you can write any story you want as long as it has all the pieces. So you have to have something equal to 28. So we could say I have 28 baseball cards all together or in all. I keep the best two for myself and then split the rest with my best friends. And that would be it. So the 28 is what it's equal to. The two, I keep the best two for myself. That's the plus two. And then the four, I split the rest with my best friends. And then split the rest of my best friends. This is what each friend gets. And there's four friends. So that's the story would be. All right. And then finally, if you want to challenge yourself, you can do this. But this is where we're going to end it. Hopefully, you got it completely done. And that'll be it.